Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
And I'm wife.
Together, we're reading the Bible for the very first time.
We grew up without religion and wanted to know what all the fuss was about.
Well, what have we learned so far?
That God is a dick, and apparently some people believe in talking donkeys?
We're not trying to pass ourselves off as experts.
Nope, we're just reading the Bible for the first time and giving our first take reaction.
If you'd like to join us in this venture, you might consider starting at episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in wherever you like.
All right, let's go read the Bible.
Yeah, let's get to it.
Hey wife, did you know that Anchor is sponsoring our show?
Really? Don't we use Anchor to distribute our podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts?
Yeah, and we are on just about every other platform available as well, thanks to them.
Why do we use Anchor as our podcasting service?
Well, they make editing and distributing our show a breeze.
What if one of our listeners wants to start their own podcast?
Then they should head over to anchor.fm or download the app to get started.
Awesome! You guys should go do that right now! Husband!
Wife!
Do you remember what happened yesterday?
As I recall, Elijah got taken somewhere in a whirlwind with fiery chariots, and then Elisha took over, and he got mad at some kids for calling him baldy.
Yeah.
And he cursed them, and then bears ate them, mauled them.
That pretty much sums it up, yeah. That's exactly what happened yesterday.
Yeah. Yep. Crazy shit.
Yeah.
It was actually a really action-packed, crazy fucking chapter there.
It really was. I didn't expect all the things that happened, and I didn't expect that you had actually heard that story before.
I didn't know it was coming. It kind of came out of nowhere, and it was like, just 1, 2, 3, go. There it is at the end.
Right?
Like,
it was
like,
the final paragraph.
He cursed them, then they died, got mauled by bears. 42 of them. There you go.
Yep. Like,
wow.
The last, 5 sentences of the chapter.
Right?
That whole story.
Yeah. I'm like, that's fucking nuts.
Really is.
All right. Well, that was 2 Kings chapter 2.
Yep.
And today we're getting into
2 Kings chapter 3.
All right, let's do this.
Okie doke.
Hey wife, do you like coffee in the morning?
I sure do, husband. Morning, noon, night. Which reminds me, I need to add that to our grocery list because we're running low.
Wait, before you do that, check out the website ungodlybrew.com where you can purchase a pound of your favorite flavor of coffee.
What if I want more than 1 pound?
Either order a larger amount, or better yet, get 10% off by setting up a subscription for every 2 weeks, or a month, or whatever works for you.
Did you set up something special for our listeners?
You know I did. Exclusive for our listeners, get an additional 10% off subscriptions by entering the code SACRILEGIOUSCOFFEE at checkout.
That's a hellishly good deal.
Ungodly Brew is hellishly good coffee.
Okay, 2 Kings chapter 3.
Okay.
Ahab's son. Call me Ishmael. It'll never not be old.
I'm like, I hear the name every time, and I'm like, oh my God, here it goes again.
Here it goes, yep. Well, I can't help it.
You can't help it?
I can't help it.
Like, you can't, it
literally
has to come out?
If I see the name Ishmael, obviously, and if I see the name Ahab, obviously.
Obviously. Okay.
I can't help it. It's just the way it is.
I got it.
Those names are ingrained in us at a very young age. Moby Dick. That's how it is.
Right.
Call me Ishmael, the first
that
line.
Should be a t-shirt. Moby Dick. That's how it is.
Moby Dick. That's how it is. I mean, I don't even love that book, okay?
Right.
But I'm just saying, you hear those names, you know the first line of that book, you know the names of the characters, and the ship is called the Pequod, you know?
I hear you.
There's things you know.
I hear you.
Okay.
You said it.
Okay.
Those things are said.
So Ahab's son, Joram,
okay.
began to rule over Israel in the 18th year of King Jehoshaphat's reign in Judah.
Okay.
Remember, they're telling us the overlapping.
And this is right after his other son, Uzziah, or whatever the fuck his name was, died. Because he fell through the lattice. Remember?
Oh, yeah. He reigned in Samaria 12 years.
Okay.
He did what was evil in the Lord's sight.
Of course he did.
But there's a caveat.
Okay.
But not to the same extent as his father and mother. He's not the worst.
He's not the worst. He's bad.
He's the second worst.
He's not the worst.
He at least tore down the sacred pillar of Baal that his father had set up.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, He continued in the sins that Jeroboam, son of Nebat, had committed and led the people of Israel to commit.
That poor Jeroboam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whatever. King Mesha... Oh, this is a new little section.
Oh, okay.
King Mesha of Moab was a sheep breeder.
Okay.
Could you imagine being a king and breeding sheep?
I mean, I bet he had people do it for him.
I wonder if kings and queens have hobbies like scrapbooking or
chopping
like
people's heads off,
card making, like
right,
paper crafts,
breaking people's legs,
collecting records,
going to war.
Stop!
What?
I'm trying to be for real.
I was too.
Like, this guy is a sheep breeder.
Yeah.
And a king.
I hear you.
Okay, so his name is Mesha of Moab.
Mesha of Moab.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He used to pay the king of Israel an annual tribe of 100,000 lambs and the wool of 100,000 rams.
Gotcha. He's the original Eminem.
He used to. He is.
Mesha of
you
Moab.
were waiting for me to
I was, because
so
it occurred to me right after you started speaking again.
M of M.
Emma, yeah.
M of M. But did you hear he used to pay Israel?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That indicates, but he
does not anymore. Right.
But after Ahab's death, the king of Moab rebelled against the king of Israel.
Oh, man.
Fair enough.
I mean, if
Let me
the
see what I could get away
first
with.
son is dumb enough to fall through lattice work, the second one can't be much better, right?
Like, what you gonna do?
Right. This is the consolation prize king.
Yeah.
So
you think you're a tough guy, huh?
Right.
So King Joram promptly ketchup and mustard the army of Israel and marched from Samaria.
Okay.
He ketchuped and mustard.
He mustered the army, yeah.
Yeah. On the way, he sent this message to King Jehoshaphat of Judah.
Okay.
Excuse me, the king of Moab has rebelled against me. Will you join me in battle against him?
Who did he send that to?
Jehoshaphat.
Jehoshaphat, okay.
And Jehoshaphat replied, why, of course! You and I are as one! My troops are your troops, and my horses are your horses!
Where do you think the saying, jumping Jehoshaphat? Mm-hmm. Do you think that has to do anything with this king?
I would think so.
I mean, I'm just curious. Like,
maybe he jumps.
I'm going to be listening for it,
Right? Then Jehoshaphat asked, what route will we take? We will take the attack from the wilderness of Edom, Joram replied. The king of Edom and his troops joined them, and all three armies traveled along a roundabout route through the wilderness for 7 days.
Okay.
7
roundabout
days.
route.
Yeah. You spin me right round, baby, right roundabout. But there was no water for the men or their animals.
Oh, that's sad.
What should we do?
Yeah.
The king of Israel cried out. The Lord has brought the three of us here to let the king of Moab defeat us.
Right.
Oh, that was the wrong accent. That was not King Jehoshaphat that said it. That was one of the other kings. My bad.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because now King Jehoshaphat of Judah asked, is there no prophet of the Lord with us? If there is, we can ask the Lord what to do through him. One of King Joram's officers replied, so this is just some guy, Elijah son of Japhat is here. He used to be Elijah's personal assistant.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Jehoshaphat said, yeah! The Lord speaks through him!
Okay.
He was jumping
yeah.
Jumping Jehoshaphat. So the king of Israel, King Jehoshaphat of Judah, and the king of Edom went to consult with Elijah.
Okay. Wait. Oh, Elisha.
Shah.
Okay.
Why are you coming to me? Elisha asked the king of Israel. Go to the pagan prophets of your father and mother. Like, why are you asking me? Like, I don't have your answers.
These aren't your gods. These aren't the gods you seek.
These are not the gods you seek.
Right.
That's right. But King Joram of Israel said, no, for it was the Lord who called us three kings here, only to be defeated by the king of Moab.
Okay.
Elijah replied, as surely as the Lord Almighty lives, whom I serve, I wouldn't even bother with you except for my respect for King Jehoshaphat of Judah. Now, I guess bring me someone who can play a harp.
Right.
While the harp was being played, the power of the Lord came upon Elisha, and he said, now, hold on, before I tell you what the Lord said. If you were, like, about to prophecy for a king who doesn't even believe in your God and who praises other gods, wouldn't you ask for more than a harp?
Maybe?
I would be like, okay, I'm going to need a few things. I'm going to need a really well done steak dinner. And I would like some chocolate covered strawberries for dessert.
But God probably wouldn't like it if you used him to acquire things that are not due you.
I need a lot of credits on my Audible account so that I can get all the audiobooks that I want to listen to.
Yeah.
What else would I need?
I don't know.
Some boots that would fit over my calves.
Would they be made for walking?
They would be made for walking, as a matter of fact.
Is that just what they're going to do?
That is just what they're going to do.
Okay.
Also, I want to fly to Europe. Okay?
Got it, yeah.
So, those are the things I will need, please.
Got it, okay. Yeah.
While the harp was being played, the power of the Lord came upon Elisha, and he said, "This is what the Lord says."
This is probably why we always, like, the harp playing here, like, it's why it's associated with godly, you know? Because he's helping channel God with that harp, right?
Right?
Sure, yeah.
This dry valley will be filled with pools of agua.
Oh, man.
Water.
That's awesome.
You will see neither wind nor rain. I've seen fire and I've seen rain, says the Lord. But this valley will be filled with water.
Okay.
Don't know where it's fucking coming from if you're not going to let it
it's
rain.
It's apparently going to come up from the springs or something.
I guess that happens. Water comes up from the ground.
I mean, if there was a lot of rain upstream somewhere, I guess that could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You will have plenty for yourselves and your cattle and other animals. But this is only a simple thing for the Lord, for he will make you victorious over the army of Moab. Why?
Why? Yeah, why?
Why are you supporting them? They
I don't get that. Like, he's supported he's fought against people that were more godly than these people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but now he's I don't understand this.
He's so willy-nilly.
Right?
You will conquer the best of their towns, even the fortified ones. You will cut down all their good trees, stop up all their springs, and ruin all their good land with stones.
Oh.
That's just rude.
It really is.
Don't ruin the good land with stones.
We had a house one time, somebody ruined our good yard with stones.
Really?
Yeah, the yellow house, remember?
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing but fucking stones.
I thought you meant like somebody while we lived there came and dropped stones. No, when we moved in, the whole back was covered with stones.
Yeah.
And we thought that we would be able to like
get it out.
But
no, it just was like ever present.
Stones all the way down.
Right, yeah. I basically mowed rocks.
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah, don't fuck around with rocks on people's yards. The next day, at about the time when the morning sacrifice was offered, water suddenly appeared.
Water suddenly... No, that's not what I was... Never mind.
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
Every time Elijah's near.
No.
Okay.
No. I liked mine better.
Okay, sorry.
Don't go chasing waterfalls. It was flowing from the direction of Edom, and soon there was water everywhere.
Awesome.
See? It didn't come from nowhere. It came from Edom.
Got it. Okay.
Meanwhile, when the people of Moab heard about the 3 armies marching against them, they mobilized every man who was old enough to strap on a sword. You said strap on. And they stationed themselves along their border.
Okay. Quote unquote sword.
I made myself laugh. Oh, strap on is never not funny. Okay, sorry. I don't mean to kink shame. Whatever you guys like. Consent. Okay. Whew. But when they got up the next morning, the sun was shining across the water, making it appear red to the Moabites.
Oh, some more red water.
Like blood.
Right.
It's blood!
Holy shit.
The Moabites exclaimed.
Yeah.
The 3 armies must have attacked and killed each other. Woohoo! Yeah! Let's go, men of Moab, and collect the plunder. They done fucked up. You should never assume that red water is blood.
I mean, yeah.
And you should never assume
this
that...
This is obviously God doing this, right? To give them an easy victory?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. You should also never assume that red water, whether it's blood or not, came from armies that defeated each other.
Right.
Leaving you, like, the uncontested winner.
Yeah, it could have been one massive fucking army that came up behind all of those armies and defeated them, and then they're going to defeat you. You just don't know.
You don't know
you
what
send
it
a
is.
scout.
It could have been a fucking cow died in the stream and is bleeding downstream.
But you send a fucking scout, right? Like, I mean, come on.
But no, they all went. When the Moabites arrived at the Israelite camp, the army of Israel rushed out and attacked them until they turned and ran. The army of Israel chased them into the land of Moab, destroying everything as they went.
Okay.
Remember how they killed all the Moabites, but
they're still,
Yeah. They destroyed the towns, covered their good land with stones.
Oh, assholes.
Of course. Stopped up all the springs. That's just rude.
I thought Moab was protected by God.
I don't remember.
It struck me that it was, like, that's why they didn't attack it back when Moses and all of them were camped right outside of it, so.
Oh, you know what? I think you're right, but I think it was just that one time.
Oh.
It was not like a forever protection. It was just like a one-off.
Got it.
Cut down all the good trees. Like Becky with the good hair.
Yeah.
This is Moab.
I'm assuming they're talking
trees.
about, like, fruit trees and stuff.
Probably.
So, because remember how they're not supposed to, but that doesn't, so, like, there was a rule back in, I think it was Leviticus, where they're not supposed to cut down fruit trees during war because,
because they'll still bear fruit.
Right.
Yeah.
So, hopefully, I wonder if that's a contradiction.
Probably.
I mean, I don't know what good tree means here, but, I mean, to me, and you're living in a place where, food is not abundantly available to everybody.
Right.
Fruit trees would be good trees, right?
I would think so.
I mean, I would classify them that way.
I mean, I would, but I half the time don't know what the fuck they mean.
Right.
So.
No, I agree. But there definitely was a rule not to cut down fruit trees.
There was. You're right. Finally, only Kir-Hareseth.
Yeah, that
and it's a city. And
that city.
Its stone walls were left.
Okay.
But men with slings surrounded and attacked it. Slings. Remember back in the day when they used to use slings?
Nope.
Remember when they didn't use guns because all they had was fucking slings?
I don't see how... Okay, you're shooting over a wall, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can see how straight on a sling would be handy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, like, if you're aiming up, the rocks are going to be coming down in an arch, and it's not going to be as effective if you shot them straight on.
Right.
So, like, to me, and I think that they've said they have arrows back then.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you be using arrows? Because they're going to go up and then they still pierce when they come down.
I have no idea.
Sling seems pretty ineffective to me.
It seems pretty...
Catapults, now that would work, because, catapults shoot boulders and shit, but...
Would you want to be in the catapult and get catapulted over?
No.
And then just arrive with your sword in hand and be all murdery?
No.
When the king of Moab saw that he was losing the battle, he led 700 of his swordsmen in a desperate attempt to break through the enemy lines near the king of Edom, but they failed.
Mm.
Then the king of Moab took his oldest son, who would have been the next king, and sacrificed him as a burnt offering on the wall.
What the fuck?
What the fuck? This
is Moab, right?
Yes.
Oh wow.
What? I'm what?
I don't have an answer here.
He was losing, so he was like, "Sorry, son.
Yeah, you gotta die.
Sacrifice you."
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just a thing we do.
I guess.
So there was great anger against Israel. I'm stuttering. I'm just so aghast.
Right.
Okay. So there was great anger against Israel, and the Israelites withdrew and returned to their own land. The end.
Wait. What?
What? I'm flabbergasted.
The Israelites were fighting the Moabites, right? Is that am I correct in that?
Yes.
So the guy sacrificed his son, and they just retreat away? Because there's anger at the Israelites.
Yeah.
I'm thoroughly confused.
I'm like, you're the one that killed your kid. Why are you mad at me?
Right. I don't.
Sorry, I was winning the war.
But what does it matter if they're mad or not? They were winning.
Right.
So what is going? I don't understand what's going on here.
I don't understand either. That
obviously the Moabite guy was trying to invoke some god to help him, right?
Right.
And then apparently it worked.
I don't know.
That's what it seems like. I think this is one thing we need to write down and look up on our Q&A, because
I agree.
I don't understand what just happened there.
I don't either. It doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Yeah, and I feel like we've missed something.
We often do.
And I'll admit I was a little off today. I don't know. I just felt a little off today.
Well, I was yawning a lot. I was trying really hard not to yawn. And it just keeps being yawnish.
Right,
know?
Yeah.
I can't help it. It's late.
It's been a long week,
It's only Wednesday. Has it been a long week?
It has.
No, it's just the weekend was long and we're old. We don't recover.
Right.
We don't bounce back.
Yeah.
We are Bumbles and Bumbles bounce, but we don't bounce anymore.
Right.
We lost our bounce. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna have to look shit up because we missed something.
We clearly missed something. I don't understand.
Or we didn't, and the Bible's just really confusing.
I'm gonna put my money on that one if we're being honest.
Right. Okay. Well, at least we have something for the Q&A.
Well, we had something already. It was the
we got something else for the Q&A.
Beelzebub and Ballsabub.
Right. Yeah. All right. Well, that was 2 Kings chapter 3.
Yep.
And tomorrow we'll be back with
2 Kings chapter 4.
We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Okay, bye.
Hey, wife, I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegiousdiscourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.